好，欢迎收看，
欢迎大家收看，
欢迎收看
商海名人访。
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to season 9 of Shanghai Talk of Fame. I'm your host, Riping. Joining us today is Dato Alex Wong, General Manager of Finance and Administration of Hap Seng Star Senior Berhad. Hi Dato, thank you for taking the time to join us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on set. Now, Dato, actually you have been with Hap Seng Star for quite a number of years.
Yes, since 2005.
Which is 1 year after Hap Seng Star came on board to West Malaysia in Klang Valley.
Correct.
Before that, they were in Sabah, right?
Yes, mostly in the East Malaysia base in state capital of Kota Kinabalu and Kuching.
Okay. So, were you one of those spearheading this project?
No, I was came back for the West Malaysian, opening the West Malaysian operation.
So you are one of the very pioneer of the Hap Seng Star Klang Valley.
Yes.
Oh, so how did you join? I mean, what made you decide to join Hap Seng Star?
I was also planning, before that I was staying in UK for a long time. When I came back, decided to relocate back to Malaysia permanently. I know the family owner quite well over the course of time.
Hap Seng Star's owner.
Yes, the Hap Seng Group, Hap Seng Consolidated Group.
So how's the journey been like?
Exciting.
It's almost 20 years, right? It's coming to 20 years soon.
It's gone, surprisingly, has gone very fast. This period of time has just sprinted past. Powerful journey.
Yeah.
Something that I can look back with pride and a significant level of achievement.
Yeah.
Not been an easy journey. Like all journey, it's a lot of bumps, a lot of corners, a lot of obstacles.
Especially the automobile industry.
Yeah. But it was quite exciting for us as well because at that time Malaysia was on the verge of exploding on the top mark, which is the Mercedes, the BMW.
Yes.
You know, that's where the market opened up significantly. You know. Prior to that, the bulk of the market was dominated by recon cars from UK and Japan. It's only then the 2005-06 onward that really sort of
opening up luxury brands.
Local CKD production. When I joined the CKD production, which is the local assembled cars, at that time the volume in Klang Valley was only about 1,500
Surprisingly.
per year. That's how quite low.
Yeah, very.
Actually, the bulk was dominated by the recon market. So we had quite a bit of fight on, and the range wasn't so exciting. Yeah. But then in 2006 onward, Mercedes-Benz revamped the model lineup.
Yes.
Brought us some really nice model. And then it exploded last 5-6 years. The market has really gone up.
Especially I heard during MCO, surprisingly, contrary to general belief, the auto sales has actually gone up.
Yeah, it has gone up. We peaked at 2009. 2009, I think we went up to nearly 15,000 for Mercedes-Benz alone, you know.
From previous 1,000. Wow.
Yeah, so it's gone up 10 times in that period of time. And then BMW also expanded. Market was quite buoyant, you know.
Explosion.
You see, in Malaysia, the top end of the market, there are a lot of people who can afford these luxury items.
Yes.
And they come out and then they really sort of adventurous. In the old days, Mercedes was deemed as an old man's car.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be over 50.
That's right, with the driver.
Yeah. And then Mercedes-Benz Germany of course realized that the younger element of the population, there are significant desire to own one of these prestige motorbikes. And then BMW really attacked the mid-30s range. The drivers, you know, they did very well. It was seen to be sexy to be driving a BMW, especially the entry model, the 3 Series. You know, people like to drive the 3 Series.
But I think over the years we have seen Mercedes brand taking a different turn. It's now a lot trendier.
Yes.
Younger.
Yes, they are really engaging with the younger element. you know, in terms of the advertising, the marketing campaign.
Yes.
The car they brought in, the A class, the CLA, these are little
The SL series, yeah.
So we've been pretty well received by the consumers.
Especially younger ones.
Yes, and as a result, we are able to expand the range down to the lower age range. I think quite a few mid-20s, you know, buyers.
The young,
The
up and coming.
the one who are successful, the entrepreneur type, the social media type, internet spheres.
KOLs.
See a lot of success story there.
Yeah, of course, Hap Seng Star is synonym with Mercedes-Benz. And like I said, Mercedes-Benz over the years, the direction, the whole branding has changed to a trendier, younger generation. But of course, that is not without its own problems. When it comes to such younger market share, it's a lot more competitive. What is your take on that?
It is. Now more and more models, more choice available to the consumer. The consumer, that is what he's pitching to his, you know.
The same pool of people. Right?
Yeah. So he does have more availability than before. And the manufacturer now has to decide if they really compete, they have to put a lot of resource in.
Yes.
In the old days, a car, specific model lasts for 7 years.
Yes. Yes.
You know, you're supposed to recover the investment.
Yes.
But now we find by third, fourth year, the model has become very aged, very lackluster. You know, demands lack of people are move on. You know.
Correct.
So now the manufacturer have to revamp, come with new ideas, new models all the time, just to retain people's attention.
How do you guys cope with that? Because the dollar and cents put into each R&D, you now have only like on
the recovery
average like 3
period is
years.
very short.
Yeah.
Very short. It is because the attention span of the consumers are not there.
Yes.
You know, they're into fast buck, fast food, fast
Especially
car, fast
in
everything.
Asian countries, Asian nations, we tend to use our cars slightly longer.
Yes.
So that will translate to people not changing to a newer model as quickly.
In the MCO, that was the case. But I don't know why recently, following the pandemic, there seems to be a mindset, you know, people are more
A switch.
able to change 3 to 4 years. You know, the changing period has shortened, you know.
So that is definitely a good thing for.
It's good. It's changing because at the end of the day, the industry, the motor industry, is coming to a flux point. We are at the end of the ICE cars, which is the internal combustion engine cars, end of the petrol car, the start of the electric version.
Yes.
EV, what you call EV cars, pure electric cars. So there is sort of, we come to the end of one era and the beginning of a new adventure. And the EV cars will be very exciting.
The Mercedes has just launched overseas. They just launched the EQS, right?
Yeah, we brought in the EQA already.
Okay.
We brought in only 100 units and sold out very quickly.
Sold out already.
By the end of the year, we will bring in more models now. The EQC, the EQS will be coming in. So, and then the percentage of EV car will increase rapidly within the next 5 years. And a lot of big manufacturers will look at stopping the petrol engine car within the next 2-3 years. I think Volvo next year looks at stopping the petrol engine. They move purely to EV cars in line with the China owners because Volvo is owned by Geely, the Geely group in China. And the China are really ramping up the operation for EV.
All the electronic cars.
Yeah, we also have to follow. But probably Malaysia is that we are slightly behind. Primarily, the infrastructure is still very slow.
Yes.
The government has not really tweaked on to this program.
The trend doesn't catch us on yet.
The cost of investment is quite horrendous. We recently put in a charging station in the area of dealership. Each charging station costs 300,000 to 400,000. You know.
Each.
These are the big, high ramp charging. With a 30-minute charge, it gives you at least 80% charging. You know,
It's very quick.
So those are expensive. But the home one are a bit slower. But I think once technology ramps up, all this will be better. If you look back to the days when the first Nokia phone came out, you have to charge it overnight for 12 hours to get 1 hour usage, you know. But now you're charging 30 minutes for about 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. So
there's always this skeptical view with some new technology coming up.
You see, the first electric cars last year came. The one charging cycle will only last 400 kilometers, 300 to 350 to 400 kilometers. That's assuming you drive it normally, but you drive it faster, use
gets depleted faster.
aircon more, mileage drops drastically. Now the new next generation of batteries that are coming through, they're talking about 800 to 1,000 kilometers on one charge. So that is the big game changer for us, because that means for us, you can go to Singapore and back, even go up to Bangkok and back, you know, on one single charge. So that will open up the market. So which, as a result, which makes it very exciting for the future. I think consumer likes it. It's a lot of cost saving involved, because primarily the car is a lot simpler. In a normal petrol engine car, it's about 100,000 parts in one car. So being mechanical item, anyone that can go wrong. That's why some car goes into the workshop regularly, because certain things, you know, goes. But with an EV car, only about 30, 40 parts.
Oh, really? It's like a toy.
It's a toy. It's a grown-up toy. If you've seen your kids
very expensive toy.
playing with the electric car, how fast is it? You press the button, it goes shoot off. That is the same concept. It's the same concept. Nothing changed.
It's a scale up.
Scale up
of a toy car.
Of a toy car. So it's quite exciting. Very exciting. Even the Tesla can outrun a Ferrari. You know, the speed.
That's right.
The acceleration rate is so tremendous.
That's right.
You know, with no lag and very silent, you know.
Yes, environmental friendly.
Yeah, no servicing costs. You don't need to go to the workshop for every 12,000 kilometers servicing, petrol, change oil. All those will be passed.
Correct.
You only have to make sure you take care of the battery.
Taking care of the battery is one thing, and I think a lot of people, you know, you always hear people talking about Continental cars that it is a lot harder to take care of. You know, you have to be careful with the way you use it, you know, and stuff like that. Actually, what is your thought on that? Like,
I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, the car is the car. You see, the day of specific manufacturing, say if a car manufactured in Germany, it's most probably be assembled in Germany. The parts come all around the world. You know, it's a worldwide supply chain. You know. So as a result, always there's no one country car. You know, in fact, most cars share the same common part. Underneath.
From the same factory. Producing the parts.
Just a factory in China or somewhere. They can produce for all makes.
That's right.
So there's no exclusivity as such. You know, manufacturers themselves do not want to go into the production. They are more buying all the parts and then assemble it at their own factory. You see. So it makes no difference. As long as a supply chain is up to the standard, your car is fine. You know, the cars nowadays can last a long time.
Do you think our market is ready for such technology?
Yes, the demand is very strong. If we brought in 100 units, we sold out in one day.
One day?
I think BMW brought in the i car and they sold out in 1 or 2 hours, you know, online. It's just the demand is huge. My friend just imported 4 Tesla. Even before it arrived, they were all pre-sold, everything.
So is that like 100 cars within one day? Was it a record?
It was surprising.
One of the best days.
Not really, because at the day,
not really. There's better days.
Not really. You cannot survive on 100 cars. You know, for us as a dealer, 100 cars is nothing.
Just for that one day, I mean.
But in terms of marketing gimmick, promotion, it was astonishing. You've not seen that sort of response from the consumer. You know, it's something that we have learned for the future. You know, and as a result, with all the dealers network are being revamped at the moment by the manufacturer to meet the new sales model. Really, the concept of retailing has changed.
Yes,
concept retail.
definitely,
Yeah,
especially
we're moving,
online sales and
moving
all
with,
this.
with times, and
Yes.
it's really moving forward. If you can adapt, you can survive. If
Yeah.
you do not adapt, the old ways are dead. Especially we've been told,
That's right.
you have to adapt to that.
Well, for our fans out there who are car lovers, stay tuned because there will be more chat with Dato coming up. Don't go away.
《商界领航白起名传2022》正式接受提名。
Welcome back. Joining us today we have Dato Alex Wong of Hap Seng Star Neighborhood. Welcome back, Dato.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned about China earlier. Now, China, for a lot of people, is the biggest market as well as the biggest threat because China, as I mentioned, they also produce their own electric cars. Do you think they will be your biggest competitor in the future?
Well, without a doubt, China will be the world's biggest threat. Even the US are afraid of them. Europe is afraid of them. Because once China ramp up, the cost of production is a lot lower, For example, you look at handphones alone, the old Apple, what they retail at. The iPhone was like a pinnacle. Everybody wants them, 5,000, no discount, this and that. And yet you look at the range of phone from China now, the Huawei, the Oppo, the Xiaomi, okay, they're a lot cheaper.
A fraction of the prices.
Same thing, if not more. I just got changed my phone from iPhone to Vivo, the X18. It's fantastic. I have no complaint. It's doing more things than the iPhone. Yet, a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
When China ramps up, the world have to take notice. In the 80s, it was Japan.
Yeah.
In the 90s, 2000, it was South Korea.
Yes.
And these two countries are also falling rapidly behind China. And
So
China is a threat to
Do
the
you
world.
think the world is ready? The world automobile market industry, do you think is ready for China?
I don't think it's a matter whether it's ready or not.
It's gonna
what
come.
the consumer will accept. If the consumer accept, it doesn't matter it come from Timbuktu, Africa or China. The quality is good. The price, if we win their budget, they will take it at the day.
So that ties back to brand loyalty. What is your philosophy when it comes to Mercedes-Benz's brand loyalty?
Some of the older generation, yes, they still love the Mercedes-Benz. We say 2-3 generation. But we found now people are more blacks to move. They're not afraid to try different brand.
So that's a challenge, right?
Yeah, it's more important is product quality that drives the brand loyalty. When a consumer buy a product that's 300,000-400,000 ringgit, you don't want to have problem with it. I want a smooth car. I want a beautiful car. A car can show off, can drive, doesn't give me worry-free motoring.
Comfort and prestige.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what they're looking for. The brand is added on. But at the end of the day, if your product is not up to the quality, it doesn't matter what your brand can die very fast. And then the manufacturers are also cognizant of this threat that product quality is of the utmost important. And then we always work to that to make sure that the customer is reasonably happy with our product. If not totally happy, at least he's 95% happy. We would want to ensure that this is the case. That's where we come as a dealer. We are the one that face to face with the
customers,
consumers. The consumer doesn't call Mercedes-Benz Malaysia, he calls us, Hap Seng Star,
Yes.
My car got problems, sort it out, I want it back tomorrow. That's what our interface with the consumer is about.
So what is your philosophy when it comes to customers?
They are the king. At the end of the day, they are the king, regardless of the age group, In fact, if we say the younger are probably more demanding because they're more knowledgeable. They know what they get away with. They know the rights. They know the consumer right. They know the legal rights. You cannot who and I, over the I anymore.
They can just go online and search, and
no
then they
more.
get all the information they
no
need.
more like my son, my children, I can push them. Yeah. Now I say something, they go on the phone, they check Wikipedia immediately and say, yeah, you're talking rubbish. So it's the same.
The table has turned.
It's just magnified a lot more than it used to be. You see, when we in the old day, our parents tell us something, we say, yeah, that probably.
Yeah, just obey.
Yeah. Now we tell our children something, they say, no, it's a lot of rubbish.
Because you didn't have Google.
Yeah. So consumer is also the same. Magnified a lot wider than what it was normally be. So we cannot afford to try to bluff the consumer.
Yeah.
Nobody can bluff the consumer.
Do you think Mercedes-Benz is doing the right thing now? Because online, there are people saying that by trying to capture the younger market, Mercedes-Benz is sort of like producing more range, including like the A series. Yep. And by doing so, they inadvertently diluted the exclusivity of the brand.
I don't think there's so much thing as exclusivity. Isn't it? At the end of the day, you have to bring in the product that appeals to a wider segment of the market. You cannot have a limited segment of a market. It's not viable, it's not economical because your factory costs you $1 billion, €2 billion to build. You cannot say, I only want to aim
Produce 3 models and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think any manufacturer can survive. Anybody can survive. No manufacturer would ever even contemplate. They have to widen the model, bring it all in. Our dream would be a whole family driving a range of all 5 or 6 Mercedes cars, which we have in Malaysia, around the world. The father drives the S-Class, the mother may drive
Speaking of brand and royalty.
SUV.
Yes.
The children, then you say, oh, you like it? Okay, the children would, entry model for the children would be the A-Class, and then the GLA.
But of course, there's always, when it comes to children, there's always family and all. There's always this thing about safety and comfort as well. Yeah.
That's where we come in. I come in. At the top level is more the PR side, the social interaction when people call us. I got this problem, can you help us? I got this issue, what are you going to do about it? That's where we respond. We tend to focus a lot more on the personal touch, the face-to-face and the mobile interaction with each other. Nowadays, WhatsApp is very fast,
Yeah.
They say to you, they complain, my car not starting, what are you going to do about it? You expect to respond.
You receive more complaints.
They do. But we are there, that's what we are there for. We are there to resolve customer difficulties, to make sure that he's happy. A happy customer will come back again and again, and they will recommend their friends, relatives, and colleagues. So it's a win-win. But customer satisfaction is the key to us. Is the number one. At the end, there is no other 2 things about. We don't build the car as a dealer.
Yeah,
We sell the
exactly.
car, but we also have to make sure the customer is fully taken care of all the time.
Yeah.
Until he say, I don't want your car. Fair enough.
Yes.
He may, but we do find that customer, even if they change to the next model, after you have the E-Class for 3, 4, 5 years, I'm just fancy change. I might go for the 5 Series, But chance after that he may come back, come back again. That's our job to pull him
For a
back.
different model,
So entice. And then that's where the manufacturer come in. They bring in new model, more high tech, more gadgets, more gimmicks, just to bring your customer back in.
Yeah.
And so far, this strategy has been very successful. The market is moving forward. As a consumer, we've been very lucky. I remember 2005, I came back. The E200 was retailing 373,000. That was 17 years ago. Now the E200, same car, E200 is only retailing 300.
Yes.
Just above the 300. So it's a lot cheaper by nearly 20%. And if you look at the 2 cars together, you put them side by side, you're looking at museum model.
Yes, it is. It's that far apart.
That's far apart.
Even in terms of design,
Yes.
the specs and everything.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, when it comes to automobile, like even 20 years ago, when people say you drive a Mercedes, that means you have made it. That is like a symbol of success. What constitutes a luxury brand? Do you think people still go for that?
They do. We have aspiration. For the wife, it's a Hermes handbag. You know.
Naturally, the handbags and the shoes.
Yeah, I say my shoes. For the man, it's watches and
Yeah.
cars. You know, as we have put in all the hard work over the course of time, we thought maybe we deserve a bit of luxury. We tend to aspire higher. As I say, it's a status symbol. You tell people that yeah, you are getting there. Yes, on the verge of
I have arrived.
Yeah, I have arrived, and people look at you differently. Which is a good thing, I think, you know, because we do want to be progressive. We want to progress. We want ourselves to progress.
Yes.
Our parents want us to progress. When we want our children to progress,
Yes.
you know, I hope my children can afford their own BMW, Mercedes-Benz, you know, Audi, whatever it is, buy nice car, go on holiday. Because Chinese say one generation gets to the next generation,
Yes.
you know. I would love to see that. I wouldn't want my children to go back, you know. I
Yeah.
want to see them to move forward. And we also like to see the consumer to move forward, you know. Why should you have to be a rich man to drive a Mercedes?
And why do you have to be 50 years old?
Correct.
50 years
Who
old to
says
drive a
that?
Mercedes?
Who says that? You know, who
Yes.
says that? There is no law that says you have to be 50 and you have to be a millionaire. You know.
Yeah.
What we're saying today, you got if you have the buying power, then go for it. You know, nothing to better to say. I see a lot of my young contemporaries, mid-30, driving Porsche.
Yes, a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Not just the odd one, you know.
Yes.
And in terms of brand mark, Porsche is up there, you know, right
Yes.
up there, and that they can afford it. Not one car, 2, 3 cars. So
We see it on the road every day.
Yes, and the younger one.
Yes.
So no different from us, you know. So we tend to market that. You know, yesterday when we had the joint event with Vivo,
Yes.
you look at them, all like late 20s, early 30s, very young.
Young and successful.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, they know
Yeah.
more about the cars. They know about the cars, and they say, "I'm driving this model now." Wow. They say, "I'm looking to move up to the next model."
The next
you know,
model.
hopefully soon. So, I think the world is moving fast, progressing. You know, we've been hit by the setback by the pandemic.
yes.
You know, and that has been a big eye-opening to a lot of people.
Yes.
That's what we when I did my forecast, sit down and put a pen and paper where we were going to be the next 5 years, I was really sort of worried because, you know, we
You're
stopped
worried.
with this. I was worried because the market stopped. The market has stopped completely. You know. People was fear. There was a fear factor because for a start, your income
Yes. It's affected.
gone. Who would think about to buy a car? You know, nobody would
Yeah.
think about buying a car in this
Livelihood
standard.
comes first.
Your parents will tell you first straight away, son, you know, don't waste your money.
Save up.
Yeah, that's what our parents say. They're
Yes.
scared, they're afraid. But what we saw was a completely 100% mindset. People just say,
Correct.
what the hell?
If I don't
survived
enjoy it,
this pandemic,
yes, I may not
seen
have
a
tomorrow
lot
to enjoy it.
family, relatives,
right.
friends disappear.
Yes.
Why am I keeping this money?
That's right.
So much
That's
I'll go
right.
and enjoy. And we were really surprised by the demand.
Yes.
To the extent we had nearly 800 nearly new used cars sitting in my stockyard, built up, take in. I think, whoa, where am I going to sell the cars? You know, I have about 500 new car stock sitting there. Yet within 6 months,
All finished.
yeah, I can tell you now, I've only got about 20 used car for sale. You come to
Wow.
my showroom. Everything is sold. New car is 6 months to 9 months waiting list. You know.
So now the pandemic is sort of phasing away, phasing out. What is the strategy next?
I think now that we have survived,
Yes.
we are saying, can we prosper further? You know,
Yeah.
let's not go back there. Let's
Yeah.
go forward. You know, at the end of the day, in our heart, the hidden fear, deep hidden fear is, will this come back? Or should we then forget about the past and let's forget about fear? Let's
Yeah.
just move on with our life.
Yes.
Still have to work, enjoy as much as we can. You know, and
So where do you hope to bring Hap Seng Star to?
we are, like I say, gearing up for the EV cars. That's where our future will be. This is a big changing, a brand new world.
The new game plan.
Correct.
Yes.
You ask me the question, I'm at same level as you. I'm just thinking,
Let's wait and see.
how it goes. The product will be good, without a doubt. The product, because the technology is there, and EV cars is a lot easier. The technology is a lot simpler. You know.
This is the first time I heard this.
Yeah, it is a lot simpler. People
Interesting
think,
concept. Yeah.
You know, a petrol
toy
engine car has a lot of movable parts.
Yes.
And with movable parts, mechanical parts, successful to any problems along the way.
Yes.
You don't know.
Yes.
You know, I don't know. You don't know what is coming. What is the problem going to be? You know, could be brake, could be clutches, could be gears, could be anything.
Well, with petrol price going through the roof,
Yes.
it helps with
It
the
helps,
EV.
you know,
yeah.
because not only that, fossil fuels will be getting less and less. We have dug out nearly 200 years of fuel out of the ground, you know, polluting the environment.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, of course, in these 200 years, we have polluted a lot of environment. Now the EV is deemed a clean one, doesn't consume much more fossil fuels. I think it's something really good for the future. I think the future will be very bright for cars, you know.
Okay.
Because you move on to electric car, EV car, because the next generation after that will be the flying cars, you know. So the world is, to me, is very exciting. I only wish I was 20 years younger to be able to.
Well, I'm sure I have another 10 more years to go.
Because it's so exciting.
Yes.
You know, it's so
Yes.
exciting. You know, in those days, nobody dream of a self-driving car. You know,
But it's a reality.
AI-driven car.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you sit in the back and you press in the destination.
That is my next goal.
Yes.
An autonomous
Even now,
car. Yes.
people are still afraid of certain technological change.
yes.
Nobody would dare. Even I would not press the self-parking option on my car. Even they've been
Not
there
yet.
for the last 5 years. I've never used it. You know? Actually, you press the button, it actually parks perfectly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I do know a lot of people who don't use that
No,
feature.
it's
Yes.
there. You see, so the technology is there. You
Yes.
know, you can actually, if you live in the apartment, you can press the button, summon the
Yes.
car to you.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. It's a reality.
in
now.
reality. You see, when I live in the UK for 20 odd years. During the winter month, and it's horrible in the winter month. You want to try to start your car when your car
Yes,
is
you have to
very
scrap the windscreen, the snow off the
your
windscreen.
windscreen
yeah.
is frozen, and your
Yes.
car is buried under 3 feet of snow.
Yes.
And it's freezing, and you go in the car, you have to go
It's
like
freezing.
this,
Oh,
just
yes.
to on the engine for about 10 minutes just to warm up.
on the heater,
Yeah,
yes.
here you on the aircon, there you have the on up the
I know,
heater,
yeah,
you know?
it's horrible. Horrible.
My friend was telling me now in the morning, he preset, he press the button, the engine start, the heater on,
The
and
snow
he summon
melts.
the car here, and even the seat is warm, you know?
Yeah.
So fantastic.
Yeah, it is. Well, we look forward to that.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alex Wong. Thank you for taking the time to join
Yeah,
us this
enjoy that.
afternoon.
Thank you. It went past very fast. This.
Yes, thank you so much once again. Well, we hope you will lead Hap Seng Star and Mercedes-Benz to the next level.
Well, that's also my dream. There's
Yes.
some aspirations still left in the old.
If you're prepared to work for another 20 years, yes, I'm sure it's going to happen. Well, thank you for tuning in today. Stay tuned for our next episode of Shanghai Talk of Fame.